It is Tuesday, October the 28th.
This is The Warning.
Donald Trump is in Japan. He took his show on the road, and the American commander-in-chief, at a moment of grave danger in the world, spoke to the troops. Here are some excerpts.
Our people in the service, and you know, people don't care. If we send in our military, if we send in our National Guard, if we send in Space Command, they don't care who the hell it is. They just want to be safe. And we have safe cities now. We're starting in Memphis, and Memphis was a disaster. It's been there. They've been there for 2 weeks, and it's a whole different story. Crime is less than half, and within a month it'll be gone. Getting rid of all the bad ones. And we're going to go into Chicago. We're going to go into our cities. We're going to clean them out. We're going to straighten them out. And we're going to have safe cities because you want to protect safe cities. We're going to have beautiful, safe cities, and it's happening very quickly and very easily, actually. It's easy for us. It's hard for them. And we have to have a little more help. It doesn't matter, really. We can do as we want to do, but it would be nice to have more help from some of the Democrat governors that don't mind in Chicago.
And this.
Never on an aircraft carrier before. So they switched to electric. I disagree with it, but that's all right. Let me ask you. We're going to go steam first and then electric. Catapults. Which is better? Electric or steam? I'm going to put it in order. Seriously. They're spending billions of dollars to build stupid electric. And the problem, when it breaks, you have to send up to MIT, get the most brilliant people in the world, fly them out. It's ridiculous. The steam, they said they can fix it with a hammer and a blowtorch. And it works just as well, if not better. And I love the sight of that beautiful steam pouring off that deck with the electric. You don't have that.
And this.
From the men and women of the rank and file, that's true. It comes from you people, incredible people, good-looking people, too many good-looking people. I don't like good-looking people. I never liked good-looking people, I'll be honest with you. I've never admitted that before. But see, I'm allowed to, we won in the Supreme Court a thing based on merit. You know about that, right? Merit. Everything now in our country is based on merit. And that's why I look at you and I see nothing but merit. It's great to have a country back where we can go by merit now. We don't go by anything else except for talent and work and hard work.
Makes sense to you? It was an ugly speech, like here.
Have cities that are troubled. And we're sending in our National Guard, and if we need more than the National Guard, we'll send more than the National Guard because we're going to have safe cities. We're not going to have people killed in our cities. And whether people like that or not, that's what we're doing. And you've been watching what our missiles do to boats and ships and submarines. How about the submarine? They said, no, that was just fishing. The radical left Democrats said, well, it was a submarine, but they were just fishing. Submarines don't go fishing, do they? You know more about submarines than I do.
And like always, it was partisan. And like always, it was filled with lies.
And because I heard that the sailors on the George Washington took a hit to your family separation pay, you know what I'm talking about, right? You took a little hit to be here, right? By returning to the port, you returned early for this event. I am delighted to announce that as your sort of boss. I don't feel like your boss, but I guess I am. At least you'll be happy about this one. At my direction, we're going to make sure that you receive the full amount that you were owed for the deployment. And we're not going to deduct anything because you came in to listen to your commander. I'd like to be an admiral. I always wanted to be an admiral, to be honest. Don't tell the other people that I love so much. You know, they sit around the table, they have all those beautiful stars and stripes. But I'll tell you what I love. I always love the admirals. I love those uniforms. And I look at these guys. I don't think I would have done very well if I had to compete with these people. They're too good.
The Donald doesn't seem to understand that a lot of the soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen that he's speaking to, they come from America's cities. They come from California and New York, New Jersey, and Illinois. And they got to sit there and listen to the man who holds their lives in his hand tell them the real enemy is their parents. It's their brothers, their sisters, their wives, their husbands. And of course, sitting off to the side, the great sycophant, Pete Hegseth. the festooned buffoon with Christian nationalist tattoos covering his body, the most unfit defense secretary in American history. John McCain used to talk about that political parties don't go to war. Factions don't go to war. Nations go to war. When nations go to war, and when those wars are lost, it's felt by the country, not by the political party. MAGA isn't going to war. These young men and women are. And we know through history that fascists always promise three things. They promise security, and they bring chaos. They promise peace, and they bring war. And they promise prosperity, and they bring misery. The economic charts tell the tale. America is weak, America is divided, and America is isolated. What country is going to send their young men and women to fight under American command, under the command of Pete Hegseth and Hegseth's political generals, under the flag of the American despot, Donald Trump?
It's about time we defend our own homeland, and we will do that. So it's America first, it's peace through strength, but it's also common sense. You hear it and you see it all the time. I have a great pleasure of watching President Trump on a daily basis in private meetings and meeting with foreign leaders as we're planning. And the application of common sense, as you know, is not all that common in Washington, D.C.
Yesterday, I did an interview in Canada, and I was asked to respond to a poll. Average Canadian believes the United States is a far bigger threat to their security and their independence, their liberty, than is communist China. Proximity helps make the menace clear, I suppose. But think about the Canadian people afraid of the American people, or maybe more precisely, the American government, which is only as obscene in competition as the American people being afraid of their government. Each day, the chaos, the craziness, the lies, the corruption, it all gets worse, and no one seems to care. The American farmer, the American rancher who voted for Trump, they're being wrecked. And most of them, well, they'll be happy to lose their farms that have been in their families for generations, to lose their ranches, so long as they stay on Trump's good side. This is what a cult of personality looks like. This is what's happened to America. Not overnight, but in 10 long years' time. Every warning was discarded. None were heeded. It's been clear for a long time that Trump and J.D. Vance and Peter Thiel, well, they're fascists. And it's been clear for a long time what a danger these tech companies are. But the American people took no action. Their indifference grew, and now a threat has arrived, unparalleled in the history of the country. These are dire days, dangerous days, and everything that Donald Trump says should be taken literally and seriously. Look at the faces of these young men and women who signed up to serve their country, being lectured by a man who hates it. God, it's all so obscene. There are no words. And yet, we must hope that across America, a great anger rises, an anger about what is being taken, what is being stripped away, and about insanity like this. Truly, there are no words. This is The Warning.
I'm Steve Schmidt. This is The Warning. I invite you to join this community where I promise to be honest, blunt, and direct about what is happening in this country. America is in crisis. Follow and subscribe to this channel and on Substack. Thank you.